Welcome to Trending Update USA. This is Steffan and I am glad you're with us today as we dive deep into one of the most fascinating debates in modern tennis, a debate that is shaping the future of the women's game and captivating fans around the world. Why Iga Świątek is likely to win more Grand Slam titles than Aryna Sabalenka in 2026. As the WTA Tour continues to evolve at a breathtaking pace, rivalries are becoming sharper, margins are getting thinner, and legacies are being defined not just by power or popularity, but by consistency, adaptability, mental resilience, and the ability to peak when it matters most. In this context, Iga Świątek's trajectory, mindset, and competitive structure give her a distinct edge as the calendar turns toward the defining battles of 2026. To understand why Świątek is poised to outpace Sabalenka in Grand Slam success, we must begin with the foundation of her game. Świątek's tennis identity is built on balance. She combines heavy topspin, elite footwork, precise point construction, and an exceptional ability to problem-solve mid-match. Unlike many power-based players, she does not rely on a single weapon to dominate opponents. Instead, she layers pressure point by point, forcing rivals into uncomfortable patterns and gradually draining their confidence. This style has proven repeatedly to be the most sustainable formula for Grand Slam tennis, where 7 matches over 2 weeks demand not only brilliance, but efficiency. Aryna Sabalenka, on the other hand, represents the modern power era at its most extreme. Her serve and ground strokes can overwhelm anyone on tour, and when her timing is sharp, she looks nearly untouchable. However, Grand Slams are rarely won on power alone. They are won in moments of uncertainty, on days when conditions shift, when rhythm disappears, and when nerves creep in. In those moments, Świątek's ability to reset, recalibrate, and patiently rebuild points becomes a decisive advantage. Over the course of an entire season, and especially across multiple majors in 2026, that adaptability matters more than raw force. Another critical factor favoring Świątek is surface versatility. While both players have expanded their comfort zones, Świątek remains the most complete all-court competitor of her generation. Her dominance on clay is already historic, but what truly separates her is how effectively she transfers her strengths onto hard courts and grass. Her movement allows her to defend on fast surfaces without surrendering court position, and her improved serve placement gives her free points when she needs them. By 2026, this versatility will be even more refined, allowing her to contend seriously at all 4 Grand Slams with minimal drop-off in performance. Sabalenka's best slam results have come primarily on hard courts, where her serve and flat hitting are maximized. While she has made strides on clay and grass, her margins remain slimmer on those surfaces. Longer rallies expose inconsistency, and opponents who absorb pace can draw errors at crucial stages. Over a single tournament, Sabalenka can certainly break through, but over a full year, across all slams, Świątek's broader toolkit gives her more realistic title pathways. The mental game is another area where Świątek holds a quiet but powerful advantage. She approaches tennis with a level of emotional intelligence rarely seen in athletes her age. Her routines, her breathing, her between-point discipline, and her openness about sports psychology reflect a player who understands that Grand Slams are won as much in the mind as on the racket. When pressure mounts, Świątek tends to narrow her focus rather than spiral. She accepts nerves as part of competition, then channels them into clarity. Sabalenka's mental journey has been more volatile. While she has shown impressive growth, especially in handling high-pressure moments, fluctuations still appear in extended matches. A few missed serves or rushed forehands can snowball, shifting momentum rapidly. In best-of-3 formats this can sometimes be managed, but at Grand Slams, where every round tests patience and emotional control, these swings become costly. By 2026, even small mental lapses could be the difference between a semi-final exit and lifting a trophy. Physical durability also plays a major role in slam success. Świątek's movement efficiency allows her to conserve energy across long matches. She slides seamlessly on clay, transitions smoothly on hard courts, and uses her anticipation to avoid unnecessary scrambling. This reduces wear and tear, enabling her to peak late in tournaments. Sabalenka's explosive style, while thrilling, places greater strain on the body. Over the course of a season, that intensity can lead to fatigue or minor injuries that disrupt momentum at crucial moments. There is also the matter of tactical discipline. Swiatek enters matches with clear game plans and shows remarkable commitment to executing them. If Plan A falters, she has Plan B and Plan C ready. She reads opponents' patterns quickly and adjusts her court positioning, spin, and depth accordingly. Sabalenka tends to trust her natural power to dictate outcomes, which works brilliantly when confidence is high, but can limit flexibility when opponents refuse to be rushed. As the WTA field grows deeper, with younger players emerging fearless and athletic, the ability to adapt will become even more valuable. Swiatek thrives in this environment. She embraces competition and often elevates her level against top rivals. Sabalenka's best tennis is spectacular, but sustaining that level against a wide range of opponents across multiple slam draws is a tougher challenge. Another overlooked element is leadership and expectation. Swiatek has already learned how to carry the weight of being the player everyone wants to beat. She has experienced seasons where every match feels like a final, and she has developed coping mechanisms for that pressure. By 2026, this experience will serve her well, allowing her to manage expectations without losing hunger. Sabalenka, while increasingly confident, still oscillates between underdog energy and favorite pressure, which can affect consistency. When we examine historical patterns in women's tennis, the players who accumulate the most Grand Slam titles are those who combine technical completeness, mental stability, and adaptability. Swiatek fits this mold perfectly. Her game is built for longevity and evolution. Sabalenka's game is built for impact and dominance in bursts. Both approaches have value, but over time, especially in a single season like 2026, the former tends to produce more titles. This does not diminish Sabalenka's achievements or potential. She is a Grand Slam champion, a world-class competitor, and a player capable of beating anyone on her best day. However, the question is not who can win a slam, but who is more likely to win multiple slams within the same year. Based on style, mindset, surface range, and competitive maturity, Swiatek stands a step ahead. As we look toward 2026, expect Swiatek to continue refining her serve, adding subtle variations to her forehand, and sharpening her net instincts. Each of these improvements further widens the margin she already holds. Expect her to arrive at majors with quiet confidence, ready to absorb pressure and impose her rhythm. Expect her to treat each slam as a marathon, not a sprint, trusting the process that has already delivered historic success. In contrast, Sabalenka's journey will likely involve managing extremes, balancing aggression with control, and finding consistency under prolonged pressure. She will win big matches and challenge for titles, but the cumulative demands of 4 Grand Slams favor the player who can adapt day after day without emotional or physical burnout. So when the dust settles on the 2026 season, when trophies are counted and legacies debated, the evidence points toward Iga Świątek standing with more Grand Slam silverware than Aryna Sabalenka. Not because she is louder, stronger, or more explosive, but because she is steadier, smarter, and built for the long game. In modern tennis, that balance is often the ultimate advantage, and it may well define the next chapter of women's tennis history. This is Steffan for Trending Update USA, and that's today's deep dive into one of the most compelling rivalries in the sport.